Oh boy. Hey, you guys, this is Donovan, the recovering Democrat. You guys just saw a video clip, real quick, of the Andrew Brown murder. I'm unapologetic. I'm going to be going on my podcast, but I'm just too upset to do two things at once. I'd rather just do it one thing at a time. When this came out the other day, I was so upset that I didn't want to do anything because you have so many raccoons out here that are quick to defend the police and the police actions. Now, you mean to tell me in North Carolina, that police force doesn't have one black person to go on that ride to go and serve a warrant? I don't see them serving warrants like that to people who owe child support on one person, okay? And you got a lot of raccoons out here. And I'm sorry to say this, there's a lot of you civil rights raccoons that are out here defending the bullshit, okay? You are under systematic racism. It makes no sense. How the hell do police fear for their life and they've got military war gear on? You've got the helmet, you've got the body armor, you've got the guns, you've got the taser, you've got all of this stuff, and yet you fear for your life, okay? But a lot of you civil rights and you so-called elders, you guys talking about you want respect. This is why young people don't respect you guys, because you guys are still on that bullshit. This man was murdered unjustifiably. Now, right now, there should be a mass exodus of black people out of North Carolina, in my opinion. But, people are going to live where they're going to live. But I'm going to say this for all you raccoons out there, and you guys know who you are that's defending this shit. It's a warrant. They know where he lives. They know where his family is. Okay? Oh, he was using the car as a weapon. For all my military friends out there, I want you to listen very, very closely to what I'm about to say right now. Just listen to this. As a trained soldier, do you put yourself in front of a tank? Do you do that? Do you stand right in front of a tank and say, okay, hold it, I got you? Do you do that? For my trained military people who work around airplanes, do you just sit in front of a jet engine, a turbofan jet engine, and you just stand there? No. You want to know why? It's dangerous. That's why we're called professionals. We don't do that. Did you notice how is the police officer in danger when he went up to the car? He put himself in danger. You got a lot of raccoons out there. You guys got a lot of raccoons out there, because I don't know what you guys are seeing, but that video didn't make any sense to me from what the racist attorney, whatever this guy, district attorney, is saying. If you're the aggressor, how is the person that is being aggressed at fault? How? How? But see, white supremacy, they want you to comply no matter what they say. That's why you've got police all over this nation figuring, because they have a fucking badge, that they can just do what the hell they want to do. And that's because you guys don't know the law. They don't know the law. Ask your local police officer to recite his oath. Most of them can't even do it. And I know you guys are going to say, well, not all police officers are bad. Show me a good one. Point out a good one. I have family members that are in law enforcement. I have family members that are in law enforcement. One, and I pray for, one of them that just recently got on the police force. Pray for him all the time. Does that make her a bad person? No. But don't sit there and tell me there are good police officers when you can't point one out. They don't walk around with signs on their head saying, good police officer, bad police officer. Like I have this hat that says Air Force, okay? It doesn't work that way. Whenever I see somebody that is a police officer and they try to argue with me, well, Donovan, we're not all bad police officers. Oh yeah, really? How many internal affairs cases have you initiated in your career? Most of them will tell you none. Most of them will tell you. There's a young lady on my channel that I follow. Her name is Sergeant Dorsey. She tells it as it is. She was an LAPD police officer, sergeant. You guys see her on CNN and stuff like that. She's telling the truth of how it is. Now in the people that she interacted with, she didn't see too many bad things happen because I guess they were worried about her. They weren't sure what side of the fence she was on. Okay. But a lot of you people out there, y'all are raccooning. Serving a warrant does not initiate a death sentence. Policemen are not judge, jury, and executioner. They're not. Stop defending the bullshit. Stop defending that. There was race soldiers on that truck and they got out unprofessionally. Why would you go to a car and why would you put yourself in front of a car as a human body knowing that a potential suspect might run? And then if he does run, so what? You know where he lives. So what? But you feared for your life, but you put yourself on the train track. How does that work? And how the hell do some of you guys think that the police are justified in what they're doing? Again, all my soldiers out there and airmen, please tell me where you have seen a Marine or Army person just go up to a tank or they go up to a anti-personnel vehicle, whatever, and they say, hold it, hold it, hold it. It doesn't happen because you're putting yourself in danger. You don't do that. A lot of y'all are raccooning, and you guys are raccooning hard. I don't want to call out no names, but again, this is why we do what we do, because I don't want you guys to think that I'm just some paranoid person running around here. They are executing Black people wholesale now. This is it. Now, a lot of you guys have been asking me, the 1994 crime bill, Bill Clinton signed that, and there was so much crime going on in the 90s, and all this criminal activity was happening. You guys are quick to talk about what was going on in the 90s in regards within the Black community, the crack epidemic and all that other. Think about it. Think about what you're saying, coon. Think about it, raccoon. What you're saying. Why did crime escalate in the early 90s? Did you forget that the CIA dropped crack into the Black community? Did you forget that? We don't own no boats. We don't own no planes. How are these drugs getting in here? Did you guys forget that the CIA admitted that they intentionally dropped drugs off in the Black community to fund the Contras and all that other shit that was going on? So, by the way, I have a degree in sociology, so I'm just kind of going off common sense. So, if I plant seeds at an earlier stage here, those seeds will grow at a later stage, correct? Chaos will ensue, correct? So now you've incentivized and you've got this 1994 crime bill because in the Black community, crack epidemic has exploded. Drug dealers everywhere, crime is everywhere. We all know and have relatives that may be on the fucking drugs. Nobody's disputing that. And we know that because of lack of economics, Black people are at the bottom of the totem pole in this country. You guys know this stuff. Stop raccooning. You're blaming the victim. Now, Asians got an anti-hate bill, and I'm happy that they got one. Nobody in this country needs an anti-hate bill more so than Black people, right? You guys, and don't forget to follow me on my podcast. It's on iHeartRadio and Spotify and all the other platforms. And I talk about how Black politicians ain't shit, right? Now, they just announced this man being murdered. Have you heard any Black politician on the national level talk about it? Have you heard any Black politician on the local level talk about it? No. But okay, let me get back to you guys raccooning. You're raccooning all this shit, right? Well, and all this crime was going on. Okay, fine. The crime is going on. Why is the crime going on? Now you have crime in the 2000s that's going on in the white communities. But what did they do for the white community? Oh, it's an epidemic. We're going to put money and put these people in treatment. Isn't that strange? But anyway, well, the NAACP was by whatever. Even Bill Clinton apologized for the 1994 crime bill. He said it was a bad bill. He was pressured at the time by Joe Biden. And it was a bad bill, and it caused mass incarceration of Black people that we still are affected today. You can't put crack into the community in the late 80s, and don't think it's not going to have an effect in the 90s. Wake the fuck up. Y'all are some raccoons out here. Yes, I'm calling you a raccoon. Stop caping for white supremacy. The 1994 crime bill, Joe Biden said, I wrote the damn bill. It's not tough enough. Now, you guys are wondering, why am I bringing up the 1994 crime bill? If you do not repeal the 1994 crime bill, you do not change the culture or the incentive of these police departments across the nation. For every dollar that they spend incarcerating somebody, mostly Black, the federal government matches it. So the George Floyd bill, with or without qualified immunity, is useless. It's useless because the police departments are incentivized. So I'm going to tell you this. Think it and watch this, you raccoons. Watch this, you raccoons. The young man that was killed in Minneapolis during the George Chauvin trial. The young man that was murdered. Why was he murdered? And I know a lot of you civil rights goats, and I mean goats as in you old Billy sellout motherfuckers, okay? Y'all gonna say, well, he should have just complied, and that's why he had a warrant and all this other stuff. True. He did have a warrant. But how did they know that? Unless they stopped him. Now, to stop him, you have to have a reasonable suspicion of a crime. What was the crime that they used to stop this young man that is now dead and murdered from his family and will never walk this earth again? He had an air freshener hanging from his mirror. Is that a crime? Yeah, a lot of people don't know this. In a lot of states, yeah, you're not supposed to have anything hanging from your mirror to obstruct your view while you're driving. So yes, did the police have a justifiable reason to stop him? Okay, they did. Once they had that justification to stop him, what did the police do? They ran him for warrants. And they found out he had a warrant for failure to appear. He's dead. He's dead. This is what the 1994 crime bill does to incentivize police departments to harass and arrest Black people on the most smallest of infractions. Do you guys know in most states, if you don't have a license plate in the front of your vehicle, you can be stopped and ticketed? But I guarantee you, if you go into a police parking lot where their civilian cars are, you're going to find vehicles that don't have a front license plate. Are they being ticketed and murdered? No, they pick and choose what they want to do. There's all kinds of people who are driving around with things that are dangling off their mirror, which in California is illegal to do. But let's look at the numbers. There are more Black people stopped for traffic violations than any other group here in the United States. This is what the 1994 crime bill does. It incentivizes police to find something that goes into something else, that goes into something else. So a lot of you raccoons out there, well, y'all need to start following the law. Really? Do we really have to go into this? Do we really have to go into this? So now you have the Democratic Party under Nancy Pelosi, Chuck Schumer, and Joe Biden, the author of this crime bill. They could repeal this bill right now, which would do more than what the George Floyd bill will do. But they're not doing that, and neither are the Black congressional talkers even talking about it. Why? Why? The rise of the industrial prison complex, the prison system, the private prison system is incentivized by the 1994 crime bill because they have to have a 90% or more occupancy rate to make a profit. You take away the 1994 crime bill, there are no prisons that need to be filled. But you raccoons are going to come up with another excuse of why this and why that. Stop fooling yourself. Black people live under systematic racism. I don't see Asians coming to Black people's defense, and nor do they need to. I don't see Hispanics coming to Black people's defense, nor do they need to. But you got raccoons in the Black community that are going to sit there and tell you, oh, you need to wait. You need to be patient. 60 years. 60 years. You want us right? They're killing us not only just in the streets, right in our homes. Y'all Negroes of the civil rights era need to sit y'all asses down. I'm sorry. Y'all need to sit down. Period. You had your day, and you can't tell us nothing if you don't have generational wealth to pass on to your descendants. So go sit your ass down. You can't tell me shit because you can't show me shit. And everybody's like, well, wow, Donovan, why are you so angry? I think you would question a normal person if they don't react this way. When you are disappointed and you are upset that your peers are being killed in the streets and nothing is being done about it. I got a degree in sociology. This is the correct response, believe it or not. I'm not supposed to be happy right now. I'm not supposed to be joyful and hopeful. No, y'all gonna need to get in the streets, because do you guys know in the last 3 to 4 years since all these killings have been going on, more legislation has been forced by the people at the grassroots level than the very people who sit at the table of power. Look it up. And stop the fucking raccooning. This man was murdered, and you guys know it. A professional soldier or a professional person does not put themselves in front of a car when the suspect is in the car that could use it as a weapon. Stop it. Just stop it. Donovan Sadiq. I'm done dealing with y'all.